Thank you. Thank you so much. Uh, respected Dr. Maruf, Suna ma'am, Dr. Abhay Sinha, uh, and of course, faculties, guests, and dear students. So, very good morning to all of you. In fact, the topic which has been given, so I asked one of my team members, to prepare something for me. So she prepared, 4 5 page of document for me with timing and everything, and that became very complex for me also. So I thought that maybe maybe something I'll use from there, and rather speak from my experience itself. And of course, it was told that I have around 30 years of experience, but I have 38 years of experience. So I am a vintage, and I have been in the industry from non-AI age to I have seen AI age. So everywhere I go, I tell that when I joined my first company, I used to sign my attendance on a register, which is very mechanical. I have to come every day, sign my register, and my attendance is logged at the end of the. No computer existed. My first CV was on a typewriter, and there was no photocopier or maybe mobile or digital camera. The privileges that the current generation has, we had to make notes from our own hand, and we have moved to a stage where I think chat gpt or generative AI will give answer to all the questions, right? So we did not have that privilege. But having said that, what I have to share with you is that the topic that has been taken here for discussion, it's very contemporary. You everywhere you go, they talk about AI. They talk about resilience, innovation, sustainability, entrepreneurship. Everything is very much there. But the question is that uh, AI is in your hand. So you have your mobile in your hand, and it is a powerful tool, and it's embedded with AI and whatever you may talk about, and we are day in day out living in AI, right? And this is a topic that AI, from your kitchen to your home to your industry, everywhere there is AI, and we don't realize that. So if I ask the audience sitting here that you have a mobile which is the most advanced powerful tool in your hand, what percentage of utilization you are doing? Honestly, if you ask me, I may be using maybe 4 or 5%. I understand. But the youngsters today may be using 15 20%. And if I get stuck in my mobile, I ask me, how do I do this? So the young generation is more informative in that. Having said that, let me come to the industry that I represent. I come from an automotive industry, and I'm happy to say that the company that we come from, we started the automobile revolution in India, right? And when we started way back 45 years, 44 years back in 1981, and the automotive landscape has changed. So what we are talking about, the topics which is there, is everything is around the automotive industry, and the maximum disruption globally which is happening in the automotive industry. Today you are driving a car, you have already heard about 30 years you may be seeing a drone car. You never know what will happen. All this is because of technology disruption which is happening. AI is going to play a big role. So at your home or your mobile, AI is into picture. When you do any LXPs, you do some learning on Coursera or any other tool, Udemy or anyone, it's all embedded with AI. It is in your hand. So in Netflix, if you watch something, it will throw similar things to you. It is called artificial intelligence. Very simple. It is in your home, it's in your bedroom. You have Siri and you have Alexa. This is what they are watching you. They are all AI. They can give you all answer to your questions. This is our AI. You're surrounded by AI. So it's, I mean, then you should not be cognizant of the fact that AI is actually controlling you. And today, the topic, artificial intelligence, that you are talking about here is something that lot of, I think, in next 2 days, lot many papers will be presented and many new facets will come around. But quickly, let me tell you that the in the automotive industry, uh, what AI and robotics and uh, the adoption of all the IoT or Industry 4.0, so is actually changing the game. So just for the students' knowledge, I just want to ask that, see, we make car every day, right? We make thousands of car every day. Each car will have maybe 18-20,000 components. So can anyone tell me that what is the rolling out time of a car? One car after another, what is the time? Assembly line. Anybody? There is no test or exam which is going on. कुछ भी बोलो चलेगा. एक गाड़ी के बाद दूसरी गाड़ी कितनी देर में बन के आती है असेंबली लाइन से? Any guess? 40 minutes. Very good. Anybody else? Anybody else? कोई इसमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, आप कुछ भी बोल सकते हो, टेस्ट नहीं हो रहा है. 30 minutes. Very good. Anybody else? 10 to 15 minutes. Very good. 1 hour 50 minutes. Anybody else? 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Why I am asking you is to invoke that thing in your mind. अगर 5 से 10 मिनट में एक गाड़ी बनाएंगे तो 1 घंटे में कितनी गाड़ी बनाएंगे? तो बिजनेस ही बंद हो जाएगा. Somebody under a minute. Very good. So let me tell you, we roll out a car every 12 सेकेंड. 12 सेकंड में एक गाड़ी बन के निकल जाती है. अब आप सोचोगे ये कैसे हो रहा है? आंसर इज ऑल इन द डिस्कशन. AI, intelligence, innovation, IoT, Industry 4.0. So why I am giving you this example is because you should see the power of innovation, power of all this. And just let me tell you something, that we keep hearing about Industry 4.0. This is all about robotics, advanced and intelligent material handling system, advanced manufacturing processes, use of technology like additive manufacturing, product shorter cycle time, customization, big data, integrated communication, ICT, and then we have, of course, skilled workforce, resource efficient system, and we talk about just in time concepts, and of course robotics plays a very very big role. And in fact, robotics is nothing new. I saw the first robot in Maruti's weld shop way back in 1986. Today, each shop of assembly, weld shop and paint shop have more than 480 to 500 robots in each assembly line. You can imagine, that is the reason we are able to produce, roll out a car every 12 seconds. So that's the power of technology, power of AI, and it has been in use. Now coming to AI, let me give you some more example uh, rather than give you theory. Uh, Today, let me tell you is what is going to happen if you buy a car and you have an insurance in car, right? Everybody has an insurance. Without insurance, you cannot drive. Now there is a predictive insurance. Now what happens? There are systems in the car which will actually very very predictive, and it is going to tell that what will be your next insurance value based on your driving behavior. So you can imagine what kind of driving behavior or pattern you have will decide your premium. And that's already there in US. It's going to come in India very soon. It will not be a standard premium. It will be a premium based on your driving behavior, driving pattern, which will be recorded, which will be recorded in the system. Today, cars are intelligent. It's a software driven vehicle. Earlier, it used to be what, mechanical. Today, more than 50-60% in the car is software driven. Everything is connected. Everything is software driven. It's an intelligent cruise control, ADAS. You talk about NVS, you talk about vehicle dynamics. Everything is through AI, through intelligent system, chip driven. Mechanical is reducing. Software, you can predict many things. In fact, you have systems which can tell you in advance that this is going to happen, when you have to change oil, when you have to change your petrol systems. Anyway, is there, you know, when petrol is reducing, but there are many predictive analytics which will give you in advance the information about a car. So this is something. And say Mahindra is using a quality automated quality inspection system, which is again AI driven. Tata Motors, of course, has a connected vehicle platform. Ashok Leland has a digital solution, they something called iAlert, which is a telematic based vehicle tracking system. Hero Motorcorp is, of course, smart manufacturing. Maruti is also using. TVS is using Arrive app. If I talk about Suzuki or Maruti, they have something called hybrid, which is again technology based on AI. So you will see smart hybrid, strong hybrid written. These are all based on AI. And of course, Hyundai has a virtual showroom. Even Maruti has a virtual showroom. MG Motor has a voice assistant system which integrates voice activated control is there in some of the cars, and of course in the premium cars. Bajaj Auto uses AI in R&D. Maruti also uses additive technologies in R&D. And after sales, service, everywhere AI is coming into picture. So this is all about AI, and I can go on. I don't know, for the 2 days I can speak on the use of AI. But let me tell you, uh, when it comes to innovation, let me tell you that what is happening now. For example, Suzuki, we make car, we are known for car, small cars. Today I read a news, and I was of course aware, and the news says that and it's a professor who sent me this, Dr. Tanuja from MDI. Unexpected success story: Suzuki's new bestseller in Japan is not its car, it's a ready to eat Indian food. And I'll tell you, an experiment started in the Suzuki's Hamamatsu kitchen, where we have 200, 300 Indians also working. And they were struggling on the Indian food. I have been there, it's not good. So they tied up with, some companies, and they experimented. Finally, the food was so delicious, they decided to market. Today, they have five, uh, you know, kind of different kind of varieties which they are selling, and in just 3 months they have sold more than 1 lakh. And it is a roaring business in Japan. The Indian recipe, Indian food, Suzuki is selling. So this came out of the canteen of the innovation. This is called innovation, how you diversify. And today I got this message in the morning. Of course, let me tell you, Suzuki, with its biggest, oldest company, Maruti, and Suzuki, what is planning, they have amended their memorandum of association. Memorandum of association says sales, service, manufacturing, design, development of passenger car. Right now, what they have done, the amendment go beyond just manufacturing and selling passenger car. Now include vans, lorries, motorcycle, scooter, which is fine. But what is interesting is that air or any combination thereof, the scope covers production and sales of drone, UAVs, unmanned aircraft system UAS, along with all associated component accessories and technologies. So this is the area where flying into UAV, see the bandwidth. What is happening? This is all about innovation. You have to keep you will perish. When we started, there were only two companies to compete with in India, and we have 26 companies which the pole position. But what got us here will not take us there. Last 45 years we have been on the pole position, but next 40 years will we be on the pole position? We don't know. So we have to innovate. We have to spend a lot on innovation. We have to be ahead of the curve. And we have innovation, Suzuki Innovation Center in Silicon Valley. We have a Suzuki Innovation Center in IT Hyderabad. And we are working on areas which is very very different. We are working on software driven vehicle, and we have set up a GCC, Global Capability Center, in Pune, which will work on the software part, which is, let me tell you, all AI driven use of technology, AI, what future is going to be. So our theme is also future of mobility, what we are going to do. So it's very interesting and a new learning for us also. And we are like a startup company. So we operate like a startup company. And then the second thing is sustainability, and we are into alternative biogas, how circular economy will work. And there are many many things around that which I can go on, but it is basically CBG, compressed biogas. So you have heard about CNG, which is used in the vehicle, and in sustainability Maruti has been pioneer in that. But now we are working on hydrogen with Toyota. We are working on CBG, which is much cheaper than CNG, but it will be for a circular economy. 40% of the output of this business will be CBG. 60% is actually organic manure and many other chemicals, which will be used within that, say, 100 square kilometer. So first experiment we are doing in Gujarat, and it is for the carbon credits that we want to achieve. And say by 2040 or so, we want to be carbon neutral. Every company is working on zero tailpipe emission. You heard about EV, you hear about hybrid, you keep hearing about all this. These are all part of the process to safeguard our environment. So we talk about the process which is changing the entire automotive industry is called ACEs. So it is actually the ACEs basically is what we called autonomous, uh, connected, and what you call is EV is electric, zero tailpipe emission, and shared mobility. So you have seen how shared mobility, rapid rail, metros, Ola, Ubers are actually lessening the pressure on the road. So that is also there. And the last thing that I want to talk about before I wrap up, otherwise please tell me when to, otherwise I keep going on. The one thing which is very very interesting is you are talking about resilience in this conference, which is something very important, and it became very very critical from pandemic. So we started talking about resilience and empathy, which is the need of the hour. See, the world is changing at a very fast pace. So, what is required, what we look at people in the company, and we are trying to develop them, is how much endurance they have, how much perseverance they have, because they are vulnerable. Selfless concern is also required. So these are some of the competencies which is the need of the hour. And we have to develop connected leader. Today we are working in virtual world, hybrid technology. We can control people who are within our sight. So I sit as a boss, I have 100 people sitting in front of me, it's very easy to connect. But I am in a virtual world, I have hundreds of people working from where I don't know, like it happened in pandemic. How do I become a, what is my leadership? So it's called connected leadership. So how I can empower my team, how I am accessible to them, still my keenness for result is there, and how do I motivate my people. So that quality has to be there, that how you can become an efficient leader, connected leader, even if you have a virtual team. So this is a new art, not everybody know. In fact, teachers also struggle during pandemic to teach their students. How do you become a good teacher? It became a challenge. So this is a something where companies are also working on. And then of course in this resilience we have many other things. We talk about frugal mindset also, which is how you work in constraint, how you do more with less, uh, how you have to be innovative, is all part of resilience and empathy. Then two more things: cognitive flexibility and pragmatic orientation. What I mean by cognitive flexibility is that how agile you are, how you quickly adapt to a situation, how you let go of the past belief. That is what I said earlier. What got us here will not take us there. How do I change quickly? That is called cognitive flexibility, and that is what is required going forward. And the last thing is pragmatic orientation. What I mean by pragmatic orientation is how I act fast and iterate faster. Today, everything is about speed, shorter cycle time. Everything changes. In fact, your mobile, Apple or Android, I think they come up with the newer version every 1.5, 2 years. Now, if they come every 5 years, will you be interested in buying? Like Apple 17 came, and you will be waiting now for Apple 18. How do you do that? That's the shorter cycle time, or how you act fast and iterate faster. That is the, in fact, in car, changes used to happen in 10 year. Ambassador had Mark 1. After 12 year, Mark 2 came. After another 10 year, Mark 3 came. Right? And you were driving the same car. Today, if you drive the same car, you want an upgraded version, new car, new model. So that is what is called pragmatic orientation. And this is where you act fast, how you have to be resourceful, and how you reduce the cycle time. So this is what comes to my mind. I can go on, and I'll confuse you more than what you will take. So thank you very much for being patient and listening to me. But let me tell you, the whole world is changing. World is changing very fast. So you have to be very, very resilient and agile to adapt to the new situation. And all the best for 2 days of conference. And I'm sure there will be huge learning, great papers getting presented, and there will be new takeaways from this session. Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing such an insightful thoughts and valuable perspectives with us today. Now we are greatly honored to have among us another distinguished personality as our guest of honor, Dr. Abhay Sinha, Director General, Services Export Promotion Council, SEPC, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. As Director General of Services Export Promotion Council India, Sir leads with the task of promoting services, including healthcare services, and positioning them as brand India serves. Sir has a rich experience of over 25 years in international trade, policy, and strategy, market research, and trade information services, working with various organizations under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, India. Sir has also curated and launched India's marquee pharma exhibition, IPHEX, led numerous international outreach initiatives for market development, coordinated with CDAC for Central Portal for authentication and validation of exports of drugs from India, and participated in various joint working groups, SEPA negotiations, and joint trade commissions. Sir has also initiated and conceptualized the first ever brand India Pharma campaign in Africa and launched the brand India Pharma logo, positioning India as a pharmacy of the world. Sir's core competencies are strategy, stakeholder management, and strategic thinking, and his mission is to leverage his expertise in services export promotion, international trade regulations, and market development to enhance India's global competitiveness and visibility in the services sector. Sir has a marketing background, having done his MBA and PhD in the said area. He has worked in organizations such as National Center Trade for Trade Information, CII, Pharmaceutical Export Promotion Council of India. Dr. Sinha has also played a pivotal role in promoting India's services exports globally and has contributed immensely to policy design and trade felicitation. His perspectives on innovation, resilience, and entrepreneurship continue to shape India's position in the global economy. It is such a delight to have you on campus today, sir. Thank you so much. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Abhay Sinha for his address. I request Dr. Sona Vikas ma'am to welcome sir with a sapling. Let us please have a big round of applause. Over to you, sir.
Dr. Sona Vikas, Dean Management, Mir, Dean Academics, Mr. Musrat Hussain, Head HR, Suzuki R&D, students, guests, and everyone, the faculties. It's a matter of immense honor for me to be here in the campus and deliver something on the topic which is very much relevant today, and with young minds over here and with experience on this side, I believe this is a great beginning of today's conference. And we wish you all luck, good luck, and best of the output which your students can take away. Because at times in these conferences, we speak, and we speak with a certain purpose of course, highlighting, reflecting on the topic, but at the same time there is this inherent thought that you all might be imbibing those and taking it forward. So the challenge lies more in taking it forward, and on that I believe your faculty, your dean, they will play a much greater role, and you all need to uh, what do you say, make a clear understanding of your learning in the next 2 days, beginning right here since morning. The points what the guest of honor mentioned, Mr. Musrat Hussain, is all there, and very practically he has actually uh, gave you examples and how all these points are actually giving a different perspective where we normally take sometimes a very pessimistic view. So on that note, I believe I need to address, and I'll talk about AI first. And as we all know, every day AI seems to be, impacting your life. It was mentioned that when you are there on the mobile and you just scroll something, and after a few minutes, few days, something very much relevant to your thought process starts coming. So there is this data analytics happening at the back. And when we look at, and that's in fact, look from the positive perspective, the prediction met data right now, the research and development in pharma, in various other fields, have become more fast. They, in the nick of the time, you can get every information, and not only information, you can actually get the information required to make decisions. That's a very important aspect. When we used to learn a lot about, talk a lot about marketing, for example, and we all have gone through the book, how do we predict consumer preference, the behavioral aspects. Now, everything is data based. At that time, it was more like, there was no system of but also analyzing. Now, every process is fast tracked. So, AI over there plays a role. Of course, disruption will be caused. And when you look at everything, it is definitely AI renaissance which is happening right now, which is disrupting everything from healthcare to uh, uh, in healthcare. In fact, 30% of the disease profile can be predicted. One point of time, you can think of that. Is it not impacting the relevance of doctors? No, it is prognosis faster. Lot more treatment could, you can go to because it gives you that kind of strength. So that is there. When we move to finance, and rough data somewhere mentions 1 trillion annually by 2030 through fraud detection and personalization. So that's the power of AI. In services sector, AI adoption is surging up to 20% annually, using with the advent of generative AI uses, jumping from 55% to 75% and 24. The recent data is yet to come, transforming customer service, where chatbots can handle up to 80% of inquiries, and enabling personalized experiences in retail and consulting. He mentioned about the car being manufactured in 12 seconds. Now, that's the power of the technology. With AI, a lot of, I believe, on the quality and everything that can be controlled, because it's not only the production line and the time you take. You need to come out with a quality product, and that's where AI plays a very important role. The chatbots in consumer service, you'll note most of your calls can be answered. So that's where we can think of human intervention or human face fading away, but maybe hu- humans are destined to come up with something more. AI is also like created by human, but of course we need to understand how we make good use of it. There will be a regulation and other things. Few more examples. Global private investment in AI. This is because you're all young and you're doing your undergraduate courses, so you should be aware of certain data, certain opportunities and challenges, of course. uh, Global private investment in AI hit a staggering 252 billion US dollar in 2024. You can understand the immense amount here. With generative AI alone attracting 33.9 billion, and projections for that was the projection for 2025, infrastructure spending reaching 400 billion as companies bet on data centers exceeding 3 trillion US dollar by 2028. So that's the amount of focus going on AI. That must be indicating that though it is causing disruption, but it is more on the positive side, and people are staking everything to make it as big as possible. The AI market itself, when we talk about AI, it is about more, we should be driven more on the user side, and also how we can devise AI to be more useful to us. In that, the AI market itself is valued at around 244 billion, and which has moved to 390 billion in 2025, and it is set to explode to about 800 billion US dollar uh, in the next 1 or 2 years, and up to 3.5 trillion by 2030 2033 in the next decade, fueling breakthroughs in manufacturing, retail, and beyond. So, this is the scenario of AI. We are definitely going to witness another challenge where we call it singularity, when AGI, human intelligence, will cross. And that's where certain challenges, but those challenges can be seen in a much better way, as we also have witnessed the advent of computers and how computerization, initially thought to uh, disrupt employment scenario, has actually aided a rise of jobs. So something on that side, I think we can expect. Very recently, all these data have been in the recent magazine, The Economist, and basically it talked about how so much of investment is happening. Will that be a bubble? So it says no. There will be definitely job loss for the duration during the intervening phase, but then there will be something, uh, opportunities, more challenges, more opportunities, and like that, job displacement will be there. Maybe job replacement can happen. So these are the points I believe should be one of the takeaway when we talk about AI. It is definitely optimizing your agriculture, logistics, production lines, as mentioned, uh, healthcare, definitely, and the delivery of the services. When I speak from the context of the delivery of the services, education system, for example, during COVID time, we had Zoom and other things, virtual classroom. With AI, it is actually going to be more impactful, much advanced, and that is the disruption we need to look at. And there will be a revolution. Maybe after a few years, we may not be having the campuses like this. It will be all through AI. There is already talk of having immersive teaching, and I have myself seen some of the examples I often quote. Like there was an exhibition, World Expo Dubai. There we saw Dubai Health, and they say that future is human. They don't say AI is human. They say future is human. And there, I had a chance to go through three-minute clip of immersive teachings that was on human anatomy, that was on astronomy, likewise. Then your own A.R. Rahman, you all relate to him on music, but he collaborated with Intel for 7 years, and he made a movie called La Musk. It was released for public viewing in Cannes Film Festival about the technology making, and it is being used for Alzheimer's patients, for therapeutic use, for depression. It is being used. Not the movie, the concept. You see, 7 years it took Intel and A.R. Rahman's team to collaborate, and everything over there is driven through AI. You can read about it. The movie's name is La Musk, but it's not the movie, it's the experience and how you can make use of that technology for learning. So education, I feel, will be the biggest gainer of AI. Coming to resilience, and when we talk about disruption, when we talk about many other uncertainties, resilience is another area where we look at.